narrative. Greetings and welcome to Snarky Wizard. I am Zion, and today we're gonna talk about C. I read so much about Apple TV and its own amazing productions, and mostly about C, a series with Jason Momoa that will cost 15 millions per episode and that have all its team involved working hand in hand with a blindness consultant and other experts to deliver an accurate and realistic vision of a blind world that I really needed to give it a try. So a friend of mine, and don't ask me how, I really don't have a clue, he tricked the system and was able to give me in a USB unit The Mandalorian and some episodes from Apple TV. I think he used an alternative IP, his account that he made in the United States. I don't know, sometimes your technology is overwhelming. The thing is that I watched The Mandalorian and episodes of several Apple originals, and I will tell you my impression. And yes, I'm using my Anubis mask because I really need to breathe and I don't want you to see my angry face. So let's hit the road and marcha. The plot. The drama is set 600 years in the future after a virus has decimated humankind and rendered the remaining population blind. When all humanity has lost the sense of science, humans must adapt and find new ways to survive. But an unexpected man has the power to change the course of society and bring back the knowledge of the past. This man is the former slave named Lamarel, or let's going to call him Jimmy, okay? And surprise, surprise, Jimmy can't see and has impregnated a woman that will probably give him a child with the same ability. So instead of taking care of her, he decides to leave her with a tribe. Fortunately for her, the main warrior, played by Jason Momoa, took her as a wife. Oh, I also forget to mention that the population has the belief that their blindness and the destruction of the old world was a punishment from the gods because, yes, we abuse of our sense of vision and the knowledge that sense brings us. Warning, spoilers ahead, I just cannot contain them. I am so upset with this, and also really happy with my streaming choices because I don't have unlimited pockets. The good. Amazing camera direction, landscapes, and practical effects. You can really appreciate the details in this dystopian world. Decent acting, except for a little important detail. The actor most of the time, and more in the first episode, forgot that they are blind and their eyes tend to make contact with the eyes and faces of other actors. Takes you away from the principal plot story, that the whole population of the world is blind. So how they can see each other face to face and know where are each other's eyes? Jason Momoa is very charismatic, and the producer and writers were very astute to write a role for him, exalting his strengths and staying away of his weakness as an actor. Let's face it, he's good in comedy, he's good in action, he's not that good in drama. The bad. I am a geek and what you will call a nerd. And yes, sometimes I am too picky with the details of movies and series. You can call me, I think, a snob. But in my defense, I also enjoy things that are completely ridiculous, badly executed, and full of continuity heroes. And to give you some example of this, I can name Future Man, C Nation, Ash vs. the Big Evil, and my latest guilty pleasure, Zombie Boat. Yeah, it's terrible, but I love it. The problem with C is the brand behind this production. The fuss they made about it, it cost the greatest involved, and I'm talking to you, Mr. King. Yes, the same dude that wrote The Shining, Doctor Sleep, It, The Two Towers. What's wrong with you? This film is full of whole plots. My expectations were very high, and well, they didn't deliver. Evidence number 1. In the first episode, we have a major fight between the members of the tribe and the witches hunters sent by the queen to capture Jimmy and his offspring. The fight is not believable at all. It's impossible that a blind person can distinguish their own people and not attack them when you are in a field filled with noises, smells, screams, dogs, and weapons. For God's sakes, we had witnessed professional athletes making own goals in the middle of a game. So please, can someone explain me how they managed to have such a complicated fight scene and no allies from foes? And I know, I have told you before, I'm a nerd. If 600 years has passed since humankind lost his vision, I want to believe that mutation adaptation and selective evolution had made their parts, so the living population in that current time has to have much better senses of touch, hearing, taste, smell, and even develop a sixth sense. Okay, it made sense. But come on, this blind population are way better than Daredevil. Yeah, the superhero. And that dude used a form of echolocation to pinpoint enemies in space, and he was completely confused every time his enemies missed with the sound waves. They even put color in their clothes. Why? Why? Doesn't make sense. Evidence number 2. They are so kind to their senses that Jason Momoa is able to jump from a moving boat, sense where are the enemies, swim toward them, then kill them, and return to the moving boat without breaking a sweat. And what about the noises of the waves? And again, the moving boat, and the fact that their kids weren't screaming, "Hey, we are here!" Ugh, nonsense and nonsense. Evidence 3. The crazy queen lives in the remains of a still and miraculous functional hydroelectric dam. Really? Who repaired the dam? Okay, that's going on. Technology is bad. It's for witches, but not prominent at all for the queen and the other rich people. Then, instead of telling us more about what are the new rules of this bad copy, really bad copy, of a max society, they waste time showing us how the queen prays. And let me tell you that in order to pray, she stimulates herself or make others to stimulate her in a sexual way until she is able to reach an orgasm. Again, why? But no problem. They cannot tell us in the 5th episode, 10 minutes before the queen destroyed the dam, that the ropes behind the council room are their constitution and they have the rules from this new society. Are you freaking kidding? Why you show us that if you're going to destroy them later? But again, you show us how this woman pray? The ugly and conclusion. Plot holes, enormous plot holes. If this future society don't understand the concept of science, but that doesn't stop them to condemn it. How can you condemn something that you have never lived or sensed? The idea that smell of month of books taught to children everything about a society hundreds of years in the past is ridiculous. They never show us those same kids holding something beyond a novel. Not scientific book, not school books, not medicine books, not a damn manual of how to, repair or fix an hydroelectric dam or construct something useful. The mother of the special children is the sister of the queen, and she could have stopped the massacre of their tribe. But no, she decided to show the witch hunter when they escape who she is in the last minute, thanks to a pair of rings that made sounds. Excuse me, I think that woman is a witch. A hairless witch. How is it possible that this Jimmy is impregnating girls like a sailor, abandoning his children, if it is implied that he wants to create his own kingdom and use these children as his army? So if you need that resource, you're just gonna leave them behind? Cool if they survive, cool if they don't? I will ask my friend not to record or copy more of this thing. I'm no longer interested. Why spend so much money in such a weird concept if the plot falls to Tartarus every 25 minutes? It's like that they are doing it on purpose. It's going to put as many plot holes as possible. And then what? And then what? I rather read it if this thing gets better than waste my time when they are out there so many series and movies to watch. Ugh, that was my not so pleasant snarky take. Please don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and join us and become Geek Paladins. We need to stop these kind of things. Please join us. Adios. Snarky.